Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, today we are diving head first into an absolutely mind-bending thought experiment. We're going to be exploring the architecture of instant mastery. Basically, we're taking a really hard look at what happens when you completely bypass the biological tax of learning. So get ready, because this completely flips how we view human potential. Just ask yourself this: what if you could instantly master any difficult skill? I mean, really imagine it. Imagine reaching out and touching a highly advanced piece of industrial machinery, or, just opening up a super complex coding interface, and boom. In a fraction of a second, you acquire the flawless kinetic muscle memory and the deep conceptual theory of a lifelong master. No 10,000 hours of practice, no screaming while trying to center a text box on a web page, no crying over some frustrating textbook, just immediate perfect mastery flooding your consciousness in a single breath. Section 1. The end of friction. Okay, let's dive into this. To truly understand this thought experiment, we have to look at what we are actually eradicating here, which is that agonizing learning curve. On one side, we have the traditional human life cycle, right? It's fundamentally defined and honestly limited by brutal friction. We're talking thousands of hours of frustrating failure, cognitive exhaustion, and immense financial sacrifice, literally just to move from a bumbling amateur to an expert. But on the other side, instant mastery. This is instantaneous, seamless synaptic alignment that permanently rewrites your brain's architecture. It just completely shatters the natural bottleneck of human talent that holds normal humanity back. And that leaves you with one very specific, very powerful number: 0. That is exactly how much baseline biological tax you have left to pay. With zero friction in your way, your entire role in society profoundly shifts. You transform from a passive student of reality into an unassailable architect of it. You become this walking cosmic anomaly who can just acquire fluent mastery over any specialized discipline on demand. Section 2. The one-person conglomerate. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens next. Let's accelerate our pace a bit, because this immediate cognitive dominance instantly reshapes your relationship with the global, digital, and commercial landscapes. Normally, scaling a massive media footprint requires an entire team of highly paid specialists. But you instantly absorb all these roles. You're the master scriptwriter with a deep understanding of audience retention. You're the elite video editor flawlessly manipulating visual pacing. You're the data analyst expertly tracking algorithmic shifts. You basically become a multi-layered entrepreneurial powerhouse without a single pixel of outsourced help. Your output would scale at a vertical, dizzying trajectory. You could launch parallel digital ventures across wildly diverse niches. We are talking everything from geopolitical news deep dives to advanced consumer product audits, all running simultaneously. You dominate global algorithms purely through an unassailable volume of perfect, high-retention content. Honestly, you'd leave entire traditional production studios completely bewildered by your single laptop operation. Section 3. Mastering the physical world. But why stop at digital screens, right? This operational leverage of your supernatural capability quickly spills right over into the tangible, high-stakes physical world. If you pivot toward complex industrial ventures, the standard startup risks that bankrupt the vast majority of founders just completely evaporate for you. Technical incompetence, expensive certifications, endless logistical trial and error, gone. Instead, you deploy mastery solutions. You bypass tedious vocational schools entirely, intuitively apply automated engineering protocols, and optimize supply chains flawlessly on the very first attempt. The terrifying barrier of technical entry literally doesn't exist for you. Let's move to and see how this builds in a real-world scenario. Imagine you decide to start a massive food production facility. Step 1, you just look at a schematic for a high-output stainless steel commercial processing line. Step 2, you instantly master the advanced metallurgy and thermal chemistry required. Step 3, you manually optimize the entire automated supply chain layout on your very first attempt. You're out there building highly efficient manufacturing hubs with the effortless precision of an industry tycoon who has spent 40 years mastering the trade. Section 4. The psychological gauntlet. But here is where we need to profoundly slow things down for a moment. Because possessing a brain that can effortlessly absorb the life work of historical masters in a single afternoon, well, it introduces a very dark twist. In your daily human interactions, you're faced with normal human biology on one side and your omniscient processing on the other. Picture sitting across a table from your friends or family. You're forced to watch them navigate their ambitions and professional struggles through an agonizingly slow, frustrating filter. Meanwhile, you have to consciously suppress an overwhelming urge to intervene. If you displayed your true level of polymathic genius, it would instantly, and I mean instantly, alienate you from everyone you care about. You essentially become a heavily guarded vault of quiet capability. So the crucial point is this. The deep emotional satisfaction of traditional human achievement, that euphoric pride you feel after struggling for years or even just finally assembling that impossible piece of IKEA furniture without any leftover screws, that is completely erased from your personal experience. It's completely replaced by a cold, deterministic processing speed that treats every grand human milestone as just another basic data package waiting to be downloaded. Section 5. The Ultimate Evolution. However, this psychological isolation isn't the end of the story. Ultimately, the ability to instantly master any difficult discipline forces a transcendent shift in your personal philosophy. When the path to elite execution is permanently stripped of its friction, your entire existence transforms. The shallow metrics of societal praise completely lose their gravitational pull. Superficial wealth and competitive validation, they just fade away. And what are they replaced by? A pure, unrestricted drive to push the actual boundaries of human innovation. Now, what's really interesting about this concept is how it fundamentally reframes your limitless skill set. You are no longer acting for personal gain. You embrace the stewardship of human knowledge. You learn to move through the world with the calm, deliberate grace of an omniscient creator. You utilize your skills to build enduring infrastructure and solve complex regional logistical bottlenecks, leaving a massive, unassailable legacy across both the digital and physical realms. Because, at the end of the day, the true power of this gift was never just the effortless acquisition of the skills themselves. It is absolute psychological freedom. It's the pure freedom to decide exactly how you want to shape the fabric of reality with your infinite time, completely unbothered by the hurdles that hold everyone else back. Which brings us to the final, lingering question I want to leave you with today. If you woke up tomorrow with absolute psychological freedom and zero biological tax on learning, exactly how will you choose to shape the fabric of reality with the infinite canvas of your time? Think about that for a while. Thank you for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring the bounds of your own incredible potential.